93 million Nigerians do not have access to finance. That's half of the country. This next entrepreneur is bringing technology to level the playing field for all Nigerians. So this is your last chance to stand up and give a standing O for Aella!
Good evening, everyone. My name is Akin Jones. I'm the co-founder actually of Aella Credit. My other co-founders are over there. Aella Credit is a fintech company that is empowering Nigerian consumers through a prop algorithm that allows people to lend easily, lend with extreme ease. Our goal is to get instant lending done in Nigeria after the introduction of the BVN. So we can go on. Let's talk about Tola. Tola is just like every working Nigerian lady. She probably earns about 50,000 naira a month. But let's think about it. The banks are not there to help us. Our banks don't have a retail strategy. There's no retail strategy. There's no retail plan. What is the interest rates on banks? 26%. If you go to a loan shark, you're dead, pretty much. Next slide. Okay. The next slide basically talks about how our system works. How does it work? Let me just jump straight to that first before going to our vision. Our system works in 4 simple ways. First, you apply. Second, we review your application through a proprietary algorithm. This algorithm is fixed in with the BVN. It's also integrated through an API with the credit bureaus, just to ensure that our risk system is down. Third, we get back to you within 6 to 24 hours. And last is the repayment method, which is a direct debit or a deduct from source. This is what we're talking about here. Our vision is to enable Nigerians to lend with ease and to be able anyone across the country to go on our site and get a loan instantly through proper verification. Next thing is the opportunity of the market. This is a $1.4 trillion opportunity. McKinsey stated this in their report that by 2030, the lending sector in Nigeria is going to be a $1.4 trillion opportunity. Right now, it's a $400 billion opportunity. I can tell you in our first 30 days of operation or 20 business days of operation, we've already lent out $150,000, to help working mothers buy keke napeps who work or buy tricycles and, be able to carry out additional businesses for themselves. What makes us better, or what is our competitive advantage? What we have are people. Our people are strong. We have a very strong sales team. We have a very strong risk management team. We have a very strong technology background. Our technology is powered by Look Attitude in Portugal, which also supported Jumia and supports ACE. A little background on... I was the head of financial advisory at Primary Africa, which is an investment banking boutique, and I also worked at different investment banking boutiques, and I worked in the States in investment banking. My co-founders worked in law and consumer lending. Doing was a very strong consumer lender. He was one of the people that helped found Rent Money or Rent Credit. So there's a very strong team in place. In our first 20 days of operation, we disbursed $136,500. That's an average of $250 per person. What do people need? Why do we keep getting these loans? We keep very strong data because data analytics is going to change the future. People need school fees, grow small businesses. What we noticed too from our data is 40% of our loans are going to women. Women need these loans and women always pay back. So in our data algorithm, women get more points. So please apply if you're a woman. Yeah. In terms of profits, we are going to be profitable this year. Once we're working, we raised 50 million in equity capital, and we're working on a debt facility. Once we can get that, we can keep lending. Right now, our repayments are 25 for 25. We launched July 1. Our risk management is working. We need 5 million in equity, 10 million debt, optimize our capital structure. We want a CTO. We want to hire a CTO from Silicon Valley, someone who's seen the vision, who's done it in the big league, so we can grow and challenge across Africa and across the globe. We want to empower more tollers. We're committed to empowering more tollers. Join us on this journey. Let's empower everyone. Let's empower women. If you lend to a woman, you're going to empower the family. You're going to empower the world. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Thank you very much.
Now, you're talking about lending.
Yes.
Obviously, you lend what you have. Where's the money going to come from? Where's the source of capital?
Equity. Right now, we're at equity financing. We raised 50 million in equity financing.
That's not going to
take us far. We know that.
It'll take you very far.
We're burning cash fast.
So how you really intend to scale this business?
We're continually raising equity, and once we get our national microfinance license. We plan on getting deposits too. Right now, we're working with a lender's license. Yeah. So.
Do you see this in terms of the global competitors more like a Kiva, more like a Prosper, more like a Lending Club? What's sort of your model here?
It's not the lending club because we don't really believe in P2P lending in Nigeria. What we do see ourselves as is a hybrid. And when we say hybrid, you need to mix in the local market in terms of risk management. You can't just be completely online. You still need some hard people working on ground to review. There's going to be a lot of fraud. There's a lot of fraud in this market. So the BVN will help us reduce that fraud. There are already 15 million people signed on to the BVN, and there are 15 million people on our credit bureaus. So once we get more people on, we're going to be the first people to actually have an online lending score. So once you are approved instantly, in the next couple of weeks, you'll see your lending, your score up on the screen. So there are a lot of things we're working on. The guys who build our technology platform are currently working with ACE. They've worked with Jumia. So they've worked with very strong platforms already. Yeah.